Hey, Shell Point, it's John High here, your Academy Manager, back with you. And today I have with me Steve Linehan. And Steve is going to be coming into Shell Point and teaching an intermediate bridge class. And Steve, tell us a little bit more about your background and your experience with teaching bridge.
First of all, I'm from Boston, so you'll just have to handle where the R's come and they go. I don't know where they go, but you'll just have to deal with it. Actually, what I did in Boston for a living was I was a postal manager. I worked for the post office. But near the end of that time, they asked me to get on a detail at headquarters with about 20 people to set up a computer system to run plants. Then they asked 2 people to go around the country and teach it in the plants, and so I did that for almost a year and a half, and that's where I had done a little bridge teaching, but that's where I found out that I liked teaching and was pretty good at it. So that's where I got into that. As far as bridge goes, I've been playing since God, then we won't say. A lot of years of playing bridge.
Okay. So, yeah. Well, right now, this class is for intermediate level players, and it is a 5-week commitment. The first class is on January 8th, and they're going to play 5 consecutive Wednesdays. And so we want to make sure that as you sign up for this class, you know that we really need you to commit to all 5 weeks to be there, as the teaching is a progression of play and strategy throughout those sessions. Maybe tell a little more, what do you expect from if I'm going to say, am I an intermediate level player? What does that mean?
Okay, well, first of all, let's talk a couple of things that the class isn't. It's not a beginner class. So I do teach, I've taught, by the way, at McGregor Point Bridge Club for 15 years.
That's right.
And so and I do teach it, and in fact, as a little commercial, on the 11th of January, we're starting a beginner class. So if you know anyone or you're listening that's a beginner, that would be for you. But this class is not that. The other thing this class isn't is a bridge game. It's not a duplicate bridge game. I know that they had those at Shell Point, and maybe they still may, I don't know. But the bottom line is that's not what this is. What it is it's a game, it's a lesson for people who have been playing but want to get a little better. I mean, the thing about bridge is you could play against 2 people that they get all the cards, and they play and they bid to a good contract and they make it, and that's kind of aggravating. But then you could have another hand where they bid not so good and they still get a good result, and that's aggravating. But the bottom line is you don't have much control over any of that.
Okay.
But what if just you and I are bidding, and we are supposed to stop in a low level and we bid way up high? Or if we're supposed to get to a high level and we stop low. Okay. That's a whole different ball game. It's almost like, I think of a tennis reference, an unforced error, where the player hits the ball and it's a relatively easy shot and they hit it out of bounds or in the net or someplace. And that's what this is about. That's about curing unforced errors. And the way we're going to do it is each session has 2 parts. The first half, I'll talk for about 45 minutes on some level of the constructive auction in terms of communication, of how we communicate to get to the right spot. Then in the second half of each session, we'll play 4 hands. I'll bring in 4 set-up hands, and we'll play the hand, we'll bid the hand first, then we'll play it a contract. Because the other thing that can go wrong is you can get to the right contract, but if you don't play it correctly, it's a problem. So in the second half, we're going to concentrate on both the bidding and the play. And so that's pretty much what
Very
we're
good.
trying to do.
Well, Shell Point, you heard it here. I think we have a really good teacher for you. Steve is a ACBL Emerald Life Master Level teacher, and he's been doing this for a number of years, and we are excited about this opportunity for you to sign up through the registration form and then turn it into the concierge desk. But once again, these are 5 weeks starting January 8th from 2 to 4 p.m. in the game room in the Woodlands. Thank you very much. See you then.